Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Network Merchandise Shop. Pick up your logo merchandise by heading over to abvnetwork.com, clicking on Shop, and start filling your basket today. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers a fully customizable carrying case that allows you to take your favorite distilled spirits or cocktail ingredients with you. Whether you're looking for something for yourself, a customized gift, or logoed items for your business gift shop, the Bar to Go can help. Check them out at thebar2go.com. That's the number 2 in the Bar to Go. Don't forget our friends at Neely Family Distillery now ship their unique distilled spirits directly to you. To order yours, simply call 859-394-3258. Tell them the ABV Network sent you. And now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, a podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss the 2021 Bourbon County Stout lineup. My name is Miss Beka Sue. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Bo Cumberland, Nate Weingar, and Evan Van Scoik.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hello.
Buddy.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. So we are going to have a great show today. We're going to get into Bourbon County Stout. A big event for me each year. I love it. And very excited about what's going on this year. We're going to be telling you exactly what to expect, but we'll get to that after the break. For right now, Evan said there's something he wanted to talk about. What is that, Evan?
Yeah, so I ran into an interesting situation over the weekend. We were traveling through Indiana, and they had this law apparently where they're not allowed to stock beer or related products in the actual coolers. So you walk into a gas station, you know, you can get your drinks, your Gatorade, teas, and then most times, at least I'm used to, you know, they got cold beer in like Tall Boys and stuff like that. And we were unable to acquire those products, according to the state of Indiana. And what was interesting was neither were any of the seltzers. So I had a question for the group is, what technically is a seltzer? And why is it usually always next to the beers and stuff like that?
I don't know.
I do know that all the seltzers, they are different because if they're made by a beer company, then they are a beer because of how they make it. But White Claw is not made by like the Bud Light ones, the Bud Light seltzers. Those ones are a malt base, where like White Claw is a vodka base.
Interesting.
Although they're still the White Claws are still right next to the beer. So.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either. And some of that, again, this may just be a situation where companies have some latitude how they, because I know like Total Wine, when White Claw came out, it became their best-selling beer. So again, maybe they classify it company-wide as a beer. I don't know what the government, because, you know, when we think of what the government, sometimes they overstep what things are. So like, you know, Tennessee whiskey is actually, in the government's mind, is included in the bourbon numbers. People will still continue to have that argument. Is it a bourbon? Is it not? If you're looking at it from the government standpoint, how do they count their numbers? Case sales, they include that in bourbon. So I don't know. It may be a similar situation where it's unique, but it doesn't. But it's hard to classify.
But it doesn't really include any ingredients that would really make it beer, though, right? Except for
carbonation. Carbonation and it's in a can. Yeah, I guess.
But soda is carbonated.
It depends on which.
It's not alcoholic though. So that then okay. What's it closer to? Is it closer to soda? Is it closer? So I don't know.
Alcoholic carbonation. That's weird.
But they also don't want to have a million different. I mean, think of it. If you classified every type of alcohol, this is made with pimentos, and so it's a pimento whiskey. No, it's so that's why they have these big sweeping things. And sometimes it doesn't make sense that it fits in that bucket. But I think sometimes maybe they force fit things into buckets. Maybe, I don't know. I don't necessarily an expert on this area. Nate is though. Nate was telling us he's an expert.
Nate said that he loves White Claw.
Yeah, I'm glad we've spent this much time talking about it so far. I think the closest thing to a seltzer that I've ever had is probably Jack Daniels and lemonade or wild turkey and lemonade. And I used to call that a Yellowbird. So that's kind of my seltzer summer drink, I guess, if you want to call it a summer drink. But as far as I'm concerned, it's a waste of time for me.
Right.
So
what if Freddie No, who's a good friend of ours, and you know Freddie No too.
sure.
What if he gave you some of his new highballs that are seltzers and said, Nate, try this and give me your honest opinion? Would you even try it? Or you'd be like, nah, I'm not a seltzer guy.
Well, if Freddie No gave me
Okay. All right. As long as you're being, I'm just, that's an honest
out of respect, I would try it.
Yes, because he worked on it personally.
I didn't like it. If I didn't like it, of course. Yeah.
He asked me, and it's one of those things where you respect the individual, and he's telling you, he worked on it, he's proud of it. I think you're going to try it if you're a bourbon fan. I mean, I don't. But would you try it?
Yeah, I actually, yes, I have tried those and I like them.
Yeah, I like them too. I like the one.
Steve just admitted, because earlier he said that these are seltzers, so he just admitted that he does like seltzers.
I like that one. It's a highball.
You said it was a seltzer earlier.
I don't like White Claw.
You don't have to like White Claws, but you do like seltzers.
But are those
I like that
in the
one,
same
yes.
ball? Are those technically considered seltzers?
I don't know, because they have hard liquor in them. Does that change it once again? So
White Claw, it's vodka.
I just look at those as just
And cocktail, right?
custom, cocktails, like pre-made cocktail. That's how I look at that.
See,
I
I
don't
would
look at it
not
as
like.
seltzers.
I look at White Claws and those are like seltzers or Bud Seltzer.
marketed
I
towards
don't think-
teenagers,
they're-
even though they say they're not. Please,
Correct. I don't think highballs are in the same category as that. I don't think they are.
I agree with Bo. pencil I would
Canned
try.
cocktail. So then it's a canned cocktail. I don't know. But again, that particular cocktail typically has, it is going to have ginger ale or something that's carbonated. So yeah, it makes sense that would be, be a carbonated beverage. So there you go. That's enough on seltzers. Other than when we do our White Claw bashing show, we do those about twice a month.
It may or may not be a beer.
We don't know. At the end of the day, we did all this research and deep dive, and we're not any closer to the answer.
Very
than we
deep
started.
research and development into that one.
Yeah,
for sure.
yeah. So we hopefully someone out there is because we have something called the internet. There's someone called an expert, I'm sure, and they'll correct us. So exactly.
Text us on the hotline.
They won't be right, but yes, they'll tell us. All right. Well, guess what? It is now time to drink. We've earned a drink for our conversation. Nate, we're going to start with you. What do you got, man?
All right. Well, in honor of the conversation, Bourbon County, I am actually a Bourbon County Stout virgin. So I'm going to be a great expert for the show today. But I'm going to open one that I got. I usually get these handed to me when I'm actually looking for whiskey sometimes. This one is aged in black tea and honey.
Oh, nice.
So, and I like tea. So I said, hey, I'm going to have one.
That one's from last year, right?
Yeah, 2020.
Yeah.
So this will be my first taste of one of these.
All right.
It's super dark. Jesus.
It is, yeah. Give that thing a little taste. Normally, of course, we get together, we do a cheers, but since you're just trying Bourbon County Stout, it's a Bourbon County Stout show. Give it a taste and see what you think first time trying one of those. No,
I like it. It's fine. I like
Okay,
it. It's
yeah.
thick. It's
thick, yeah.
I mean, it's good. It's got good flavor. I could see the tea coming through a little bit there. I like tea. It's got a little sweet on it. Nice. All right.
Nice.
Maybe I'll start drinking these.
Yeah, that's good. It's fun. It comes out one time a year, so that's what we'll be talking about.
Yeah.
After the break, comes out once a year, Black Friday, day after Thanksgiving. Depending on the city you're in, some cities you can walk up 2-3 days later and still get the stuff. Other cities you stand in line for it. I live in St. Louis, beer town. Of course, it's going to be gone that day. The tough to find ones, the variants, and that's what we're talking about today specifically. So, yes. So there you go. All right. What are you drinking there, Bo?
I'm definitely not going to win the cork pop challenge, but because I'm drinking the very. Where can you see this? The very.
Oh, are you at Buffalo Trace right now?
Yeah, I'm in the Rick House at.
Okay,
Buffalo
that's
Trace.
cool. I wonder if they know that they're actually
No,
closed right
they
now.
do not know that. So
Okay. This will get broadcast later, so that if they come running
yeah.
back to the Rick House, you're long gone.
I'll be
so.
gone by then. So
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
But in honor of the fact that I was sent a couple of bottles of Black Belt Marshmallow Black Belt, which is my all-time favorite bottle of bourbon. I'm not going to be drinking that, but I am going to be drinking what I have left of the Return of the Black Belt. So from Neely Family Distillery.
Okay.
So it's, I mean, there's like literally a pour left. So this is not going to be a good cork pop. Squeaky.
Okay.
Well,
You
okay.
overtook Nate there. Of course.
Are
he
you
wasn't really
sad, Bo?
Am I sad? What?
Isn't that the last bit of your marshmallow black belt?
No, this is the last of my return of the black.
The return of it.
But
Okay.
I have
Return
a whole
the sequel.
complete bottle of marshmallow black belt that I will be
I can see.
on.
Wait, it's one of those situations where you listen, what happens when your house is on fire? The family's grabbing for family heirlooms and shit. Bo's running for that damn marshmallow black
That
belt.
one bottle is what I'm running for.
All right, Evan, how about you, man? What are you drinking?
Yeah, so I got a brewery collaboration, Still 630, with let me actually get with Urban Chestnut Brewing Company.
Okay.
So this is their Stillkin.
Stilkin, okay. Okay, there we go. Now we have a new leader. That was good. It was you stuck the landing. There was no squeak there, no slosh. You had everything working there, my friend. So congratulations. I've got Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit. This is just regular Wild Turkey Kentucky Spirit in the fantail bottle. It's not the store pick. Recently came across a store that had a bunch of that, and I have one, but this is not the store pick. This is just the regular one. Here we go. That was good. I stuck the landing as well. Not quite as good as Evan's, though. I say Evan still got the lead, but Miss Beka Sue is yet to go, so she's up next.
I've got a bottle of Eagle Rare here. I don't think there's anything special about it. I see. It's halfway down.
No, not enough. Pretty quiet there. So there we go. Cheers, gang.
Cheers.
buddy.
Guys,
All right. What we'll do next, we'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to talk about the 2021 Bourbon County Stout, the variants. That's what we're going to focus on, tell you what to expect this year. Should be fun. We'll do that in just a few. Hello, this is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, and let's talk for a moment about our sponsors, the people that make this show happen. First up is our friends at Moonshine University. In 2017, I completed my Executive Bourbon Steward certification at their office in Louisville. The information I learned through lead instructor Colin Blake and their team there is something that I continue to draw upon frequently in my role at the ABV Network. It truly is the standard of establishing a benchmark of knowledge of the bourbon industry. From history to production to brands and people, it's all there. Check out their full listing of programs, including Executive Bourbon Steward certification, production classes if you're considering starting a distillery, and much more at moonshineuniversity.com. I also want to talk about Neely Family Distillery. Back in May of 2018, I met Royce Neely at Limestone Branch's Craft Bourbon Festival. It ended up not only being the start of a great friendship, I started to truly learn about what makes craft whiskey so amazing. You see, I had been a bourbon drinker for over 30 years at that point, and like many people who had been drinking bourbon a long time, I was hard-coded into thinking big bourbon was where it was at and craft was on a journey to get there. Spending time with Royce and learning the things he does to make his whiskey taste better started to really get me to appreciate how things like sweet mashing, open top fermentation, pot distillation, and the grains you are using not only makes your product taste better coming off the still, but also out of the barrel as well. I still love heritage brands and they make up a bulk of my collection. But when you find a craft distiller that is truly dedicated to the craft of distilling, you are drinking some of the best whiskey out there on the market today. That's exactly what's happening at Neely Family Distillery today. Check them out on the web at neelyfamilydistillery.com, or better yet, stop by and see them at their distillery in Sparta, Kentucky. And now, back to the show.
This is Freddie Mills, and you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking the 2021 Bourbon County Stout lineup.
Okay, so the first one that we'll talk about before we get into the variants is just the regular Bourbon County Stout. That is a 14% or 14.4%, depending on which one you get. So be sure to check out your bottle. And I would guess that people will be trying to find both. So they're doing two different batches. And, if you're a true Bourbon County Stout collector, you like to get the entire lineup. you're going to need 2 of those things. So that's something that's a little bit different this year. I don't remember them doing that in the past on just the basic. So there you go. Another little twist there to Bourbon County Stout. All right, now let's talk variants. So variants, these are they're bonuses. They're the unicorns of the Bourbon County Stout family, and they don't release numbers, but they are in different numbers. So some, they're not all equal. They don't have all the same amount that they sell and release to the world. So some of these you'll find out there that are easier to find than others. But so here they go. Cherry Wood Stout. That's the first one. And it's going to come in at 14.3% alcohol by volume. And they, of course, have typically done something with cherry over the last couple of years. Honeycomb shaped cherry wood chips is what they used in this, apparently. And the characteristics, they say, are red fruit, ripe cherry, and light toffee. Does this one sound appealing at all to you guys?
Yes.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting.
100%.
Yeah, I think so. Nate, you haven't ever bought one of these before. You got handed this one, and now you're thinking about maybe getting into some of these. Is this going to be one you'd look for?
This is one, Steve, that I'm going to trade for a nice Christmas gift. So,
okay. All right.
Yeah, I think it sounds great. I like cherry, definitely, when I pick up cherry notes in whiskey or stone fruit or anything like that, or even like stewed fruit or fruit in general. I like in my whiskey when I get that note. But quite frankly, I'm not sure on this one. I'm sure it's enjoyable though, Steve.
Yeah. So that's part of the fun of this is you get them, you try them, and and they are high alcohol. So it's, you can bring over, a bottle of beer, especially if you got a couple variants, bring 2, 3, 4 bottles of beer and just, everybody take an equal amount and, a third of a bottle or whatever. And it's a pretty good time, I found.
Yeah. Steve, on this one, I'm actually thinking, because I'm in the camp that believes, beer is just whiskey that never reached its full potential. I do not like beer, but one of the only beers I've ever had that I did kind of enjoy was a French fruit beer. And the notes here on this one kind of remind me of that. So maybe it's a beer I could actually enjoy.
Okay, so that might be one you're interested in. Very, very interesting. We have some fun. There's a group of all people that Evan, that goes to Total Wine on Black Friday, and we line up. It's part of the fun. You get there, 6 o'clock. They open up at 9
deals. Got to get the deals.
Yeah, and so it's more fun than you would think it would be hanging out with a group of your friends on a cold morning.
I'm down.
Okay, all right. This next one is this to me is the pick of the litter. The next one we're going to be talking about. I guarantee you everyone on today's call and probably everyone listening, because it's bourbon fans that are listening to this, this is absolutely on the must-get list, and that is Bourbon County Stout 150 Stout, it's called. Comes in at 15.6% ABV, and it is Bourbon County Stout aged in an Old Forester 150th anniversary barrel. So, they released the limited edition to celebrate their 150th anniversary. They take those barrels and then they age the Bourbon County Stout in there. They say it yields notes of chocolate, vanilla, coconut, followed with molasses, almond, berry, and oak. I don't know. This is one I got to have, right?
Yeah, say no more.
Yeah.
Old Forester 150th anniversary barrel.
Yeah. Nate, okay. Nate, forget everything else. This is one that you got to have, right? And Jackie Z signature on this thing once you get it then, right?
Yeah, I think really smart of these guys I looked at the list of this and some of the partnering distilleries and pours that they're partnering with for these.
It's smart, right?
I think it's going to help their sale because
right.
Honestly, Steve, you talked about the camping out thing, not to go off on a different direction, but I used to 6 or 7 years ago on Black Friday, we would go get in line for whiskey, some of the BTAC, some of the stuff that would get released. And there would be 10 times as many people waiting in line for this than there were for whiskey back then. How has the world turned? And now you go there and usually there's a lot more of this. And I wonder if it kind of lost its a little bit like people being excited about this. And if you're going to bring some excitement, you're going to do this. You're going to finish it in 150 anniversary Old Forester barrel. I think.
Yeah. I think that the pinnacle of excitement is here because Old Forester, obviously a very popular brand amongst bourbon fans, a partnership with them. And they did it last year. They did a birthday bourbon with them last year. So that was the first year they partnered together on Bourbon County Stout. This coming year, that 150th anniversary. I mean, I forget the rest of them. If I can only have one, if I go up to Total Wine, you only have one. Well, I want that one then. That's the one I want. So really cool. The next one is called a double barrel toasted barrel stout. It comes in at 16% ABV. And the double barreling comes in an Elijah Craig small batch bourbon barrel. So that's pretty cool. Familiar notes of chocolate, caramel, vanilla, toasted marshmallow, and very pronounced fruit and oak finish. So again, Elijah Craig partnership sounds pretty cool too, right?
Yeah. So it's 1 year in the small batch and then a second year in the Elijah Craig toasted.
I missed that in the right up there. Thank you. Yes. So 2 year aged in beer is amazing. So that's, you're talking about aging a beer. Like I've got friends that are do it on a pretty big scale, and 6 weeks in a barrel is what they'll do. And it'll yield pretty solid notes from that of the bourbon barrel. And this to spend 2 years, one in a small batch and then one in the toasted, that sounds pretty darn good. So,
you can just tell how their marketing is.
Oh yeah,
it's so smart. Just when people see double barrel toasted, like that just is going to make them be like, absolutely, I want to get that. People love anything double barreled. So,
yeah.
And you gave me double barrel and toasted.
Yeah, and toasted. So
all the keywords.
Yeah. Nate, I think there has been a little bit of turn here too by Goose Island, where I feel like this label was originally created for beer fans as something special and a little bit unique. I think now they're like, no, now we're going after the bourbon fans. This is what we want to draw bourbon fans to us.
I agree.
Yeah,
and that's why I've got this Elijah Craig Goose Island grenade.
Oh, cool! You got one of those?
And I don't know. I got one, but
he's Nate Weingar, Steve.
But here's the thing about it is, how are you not going to want that?
Right.
It's a good crossover.
Hell yeah. When you want a job like that sounds like one of the cherry jobs in the world. Okay, you're working for Bourbon County Stout. Go out and get partnerships with distilleries, and you might have to go drink with these people. You might have to spend times with the likes of master distillers and brand ambassadors and stuff like that. You just get out there and grind it, man. Work. Yeah, that's a tough gig. You're gonna have to drink a bunch of beer, a bunch of bourbon. It's not going to be easy. It's not for everyone, but yeah. All right, the next one clearly shows that they have made that step to get the attention of the bourbon fans. This is just a crazy one to me. I would have never thought I would have seen this, and they've got one that's aged in a Blanton's barrel. So how about that?
I've heard that every owner of every liquor store is really excited for this release.
Oh yes.
Not only do they ask for Goose Island, but it's Goose Island blends, so it's like the double whammy. I'm sure they'll be prepared for that on
that is liquid pure tater bait.
Yeah. Rich dark chocolate, oak notes, finished with warm aromatics of baking spices, clove, nutmeg, and cinnamon. Sounds delicious. Comes in at 15.4% alcohol by volume. Drink a couple of those, you'll be on your ass. That I can guarantee you. Proceed with caution.
It's already sold out.
They just announced it's sold out. Perfect. All right, Bourbon County Stout, Classic Cola Stout. So again, here's where you're looking at the beginning bourbon fan. So someone just getting into bourbon. So now we've got the true people that chase things, that want the highly allocated stuff. How about the bourbon fan that's just getting started? They've been trying bourbon. They drink it with cola, like a lot of us got started. I was Beam White Label and Coke, and this is exactly what this one's supposed to taste like. So pretty interesting, and it tastes like a classic. Coke and bourbon. So good. 14.1% alcohol by volume. All right. The 14 Stout, ABV undisclosed. I don't know why that wasn't disclosed. So in terms of craft beer, feels like 2014. This is made with cassia bark, cocoa nibs, panela, sugar syrup, coconut water, addition of rye to the mash bill. So I don't know about this one. What do you guys think about that?
It sounds.
It's either going to be great or
Terrible.
Yeah.
Sounds
Yeah.
like dessert more than anything. probably.
Right.
So
It just sounds confusing. I mean, you've got sweet,
Yeah.
spicy, and savory listed here in these notes.
Right.
I don't know what to think.
That's why you got to try it, I guess. So, yeah, you got to try. I'm going to invite any of you guys if you want to go out and get any Bourbon County Stout that day, and you guys can message me. We'd like to do an event the day of where we unveil and we show what we acquired that day, and then we pop some of them. Some of them we like to save and keep and age for. I don't know, they say up to 5 years. They're really good. Then you can keep them even longer than that, but they kind of the flavor profile starts to drop. So that's an interesting thing about that too. So I've got a collection that goes back 5 years, and it. The last year in that 5 years, I make sure I drink all of those that year before, and then I add on to that. And then at any time I can pull any of them out of any of the years, but that's kind of my philosophy that I keep them up to 5 years.
Steve, anything I get that day, it'll come your way. How about that?
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. I love it. All right. And the last one is the Proprietors. This one is available only in Chicago. So Goose Island is based out of the greater Chicago area. They always like to do something because that's the people that supported them early on. They were the people that were buying their beer and, allowed them to stay in business in the early tough days. So they always do one release that they only do in the Chicago market. This year it is supposed to be a blended with strawberries, vanilla, and coconut, and it's available only in Chicago, and it's supposed to come off almost like a strawberry sundae is what I heard. So yeah, that's
Well,
It starts to get a little bit too weird at that point.
yeah.
maybe.
I do like that some beers are like drinking smoothies almost, but also it doesn't that kind of almost defeat the purpose. Like you're not really drinking beer anymore. You're drinking like a smoothie almost.
Maybe.
It's just a boozy at that point.
Right.
Yeah. I mean,
We have a good relationship with them because we've been talking about this brand since 2016 when the ABV network went on the air, and we've found out a little bit about their process. So basically, about a year out, they have like an employee contest where you can pitch ideas. And so anybody can literally do this, whether you're in the brewing department or you're in accounting. If you come up with an idea, a lot of them, of course, are brewing as a hobby because they like beer. That's why they went to work for a beer company, and they can pitch ideas. And there have been some great ideas that have come out of this. And so I think that's one of the coolest aspects too. And again, something I'd love to be a part of, even if I'm not participating, to see it sometime, to see how they do that, and people pitching ideas and talking about that, and having brewed some of it and try this, and then okay, imagine putting this in a barrel and what it's going to taste. It should be pretty cool. So there you go.
I did hear they were planning on a release next year, Steve, that's going to be beating all of these, the 150 at Blanton's. I heard that they're going to have a White Claw finish, and so.
Wow, I didn't hear that yet. That's good. That's
I
good.
got insider on that. I know you guys have a close relationship, but yeah, White Claw.
Yeah, you're not going to beat Nate.
23, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So look for that in 23. This is what you're looking for in 2022. We'll be talking about it more. I've already been in contact with the company, and we'll probably have on their master brewer again, or somebody talking about the brand, and we'll get to some excitement and give you all the details and what to expect. And maybe we can get some samples beforehand that we can try and let you know what to think. We'll see. All right, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Evan, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
Yeah, I can be found on Facebook at Evan Van Scoik and Instagram Wit Wisdom Whiskey.
Miss Beka Sue.
you can find me on Facebook, on Twitter and Instagram, actually, at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out because everything that we do is out there. We put all our previous shows, our blogs, so much more, abvnetwork.com. Miss Beka Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps when people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, we ask you please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
All right, great job today, gang. For our audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See you.
Bye.
Peace. Before we finish the show, let's chat for a moment about Moonshine Still Pro. Moonshine Still Pro has a full line of products to help the home distiller. Whether you just want to experiment on a small scale on the stove in your kitchen or try your hand at a bigger setup in the backyard, Moonshine Still Pro can help. They have different still offerings as well as accessories and even grains from Goldstone Mill to help you make whiskey on par with what you get from your favorite distillery. They can even assist with a DIY still project by supplying some of the parts you can't make yourself. Check them out at moonshinestillpro.com. At the ABV Network, we're lucky enough to have some great friends. Amongst those friends is the Goldstein family, owners of Goldstone Mill. Goldstone Mill is a full-service mill offering a variety of heritage and heirloom grains. Their unique approach of working with mills around the country allows them to offer you affordable shipping opportunities to meet the unique needs of your distillery or brewery. They will consult with you to ensure the grains you are selecting meets the unique flavor profiles you are looking for. If you are a home brewer or distiller and you're looking for the grains that your local distillery or brewery uses, Goldstone Mill is the place to look. Check them out on the web at goldstonemill.com, call them at 217-254-6613, or shoot them an email at hello@goldstonemill.com.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.